Okay, Mac, can you tell us what's going on in the market right now?
100%. So, the market is actually very volatile at this exact moment. So, I think everybody saw at the beginning of COVID, interest rates plummeted. Everybody was really excited to be able to start buying because not only did the interest rates go down, but the benchmark as far as qualifying went down to 4.79. So, there was like a huge flurry into purchasing, in the market. So since then, there's been a couple of corrections. The first correction has been that the benchmark has now creeped up higher than it was initially before the recession or the downturn in the market. And now we're back up to 5.25 as far as that qualifiable benchmark. But not only that, there's a lot of fear that's being injected into the marketplace right now from the big five, from the Bank of Canada, and just I think from your neighbors with respects to, oh my God, if interest rates go up, am I going to lose my house? So to give you a good understanding of what happens when interest rates actually go up. So if we look at a change in your interest rate versus how much mortgage you have. So let's say your interest rate right now is a 1.5, you have a variable, we're good to go. If your interest rate was to go up by 0.25% or 25 basis points, on average, that means $12 per 100,000 in mortgage money. So if you had a $500,000 mortgage, your payment has now gone up 60 bucks. Okay, that's what a quarter point does to your interest or does to your overall payment. And if we look at what the Bank of Canada has told us with respects to prior years and what's coming up in the future, we could potentially expect between 2 or 3 increases over the next 12 months. So can your budget withstand $180 over the next year as far as a fluctuation in your mortgage payment? It can. And we're almost up to a full percent increase if they were to do that. So I think the entire fear around what happens when your payment goes up, even if your interest rate was to double, your payment doesn't double. Your payment would go up by approximately 30% if your interest rate was to double. So I think there's a lot of fear that's being told in the market right now with respect to people taking fixed and that entire fear around the fluctuation. That's just the first thing. But to sympathize with the average shopper, 100% interest rates have gone up, but they are absolutely rock bottom and they're still very, very low. There's still great opportunities to get into the market and to save versus where interest rates a few years ago. Interest rates were a few years ago. That's where the market is with respects to rates in the area.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that update.
For sure.
So, lastly, will you tell me what is the feedback that you get most often from clients about working with you? What are people saying that they love about working with you?
Absolutely. So I think one of the biggest things, and is really just the foundation of how I operate my business, is making sure that there's clear communication. I find so many clients, their prior experience, they were either left in the dark or not just kept up to speed to the way things were. And the way that I model my business, I keep clients as well as my realtor partners, updated almost daily with respects to, changes and anything that's happening with their current file. There's never an opportunity where a client or realtor partner needs to pick up the phone and say, hey, what's happening with my file? I don't hide behind any changes or, potentially bad news. I make sure that everyone is aware immediately. And because of that, consistently in all my online reviews, people mention, communication and how much they were kept abreast as to what's happening. There's nothing more stressful than getting a mortgage in the current process or, in the current market, and anything that I can do, kind of steady those waters, I do through making sure that you're kept in the loop 100% of the time.
Amazing. Mac, will you tell me, is there anything else people should know about you and your business that potentially they may not know?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the biggest opportunities that I noticed at the onset of COVID, I think everybody saw, is that there was a mass exodus from the GTA, and everybody was saying, guess what? If I work from home, guess what? Toronto, see you in the dust. I'm going to go spread my wings and move into, a place where I can offer myself more square footage and essentially more yardage. I think, but everybody had the exact same idea at the same time. So every small town, whether it's Kitchener, Waterloo, or further, was getting the same bidding wars we were having in Toronto. People were paying a lot more than they should have or could have, even 6 months prior. And then at that same time, lumber prices started to go up and skyrocket. And that was the shift. Everybody noticed, guess what? I'm not going to buy, I'm going to now build. And then a light bulb went off. And I now really, really pivoted my business to make a huge part of what I do focused and core focused on land acquisition, whether it's residential or agricultural, and as well building and strategizing with clients, building up custom homes. I actually have quite a few projects going on, at this exact moment where clients are realizing per dollar, square feet price is much, much less than what they would have if they were to resale or purchase resale. And not only that, I think most people can appreciate when you get into a new home, first thing you do is you make that laundry list of things that you want to make improvements to. And typically they're done just before you say, guess what? Let's sell and do this all over again. So you're constantly living in a state of flux. And by you being able to build your own custom home, acquire your own land, not only are you saving money, but you're moving into your perfect home and your forever home, hopefully, that you don't have to make any improvements to. So huge option. If anybody's looking to build their custom home, let's do it.
Okay, definitely didn't expect you to say that. So then I do have a follow-up question, if that's okay with you.
Let's rock it.
Is there anything massively different in the custom home department or the land acquisition department that people should know that is not customary in the regular resale department?
So what people need to be prepared for is the expectation of the timeline. So if you were just to drive down the street and say, oh my God, honey, that plot of land is going to be for sale or it's for sale, let's buy it and build, you're now going to buy it long before you've had an architectural drawings, permits. So expect to be able to hold this land, and in most cases, until the thaw. I have a lot of clients who find land now in the fall, but we're not able to break ground right now. So you need to have the expectation that you're going to buy this land. You need to have the budget and the cash flow to carry it through to the spring until we actually break ground. And I think a lot of clients as well think, hey, the easiest way is just to buy with a % down. That may be. The easiest way and the best way, if anybody is an investor, is to refinance your owner-occupied home, purchase that land in cash, so we can carry that land at residential rates versus at land rates. And then when you want to break ground in 6 months or even a year, we actually advance you back 65% of that land value back to you in cash to get the project started. So it's actually a lot easier than people think, but it's just having that time wrapped around the head with respects to purchasing the land to getting into the property.
Perfect. Okay. Well, Mac, thank you so much. You were so informative. Super grateful for your time. If anyone is looking for an incredible mortgage agent that really will have your back, guide your process, and really is very informative, please give him a call. I will put all of his information just below. Thank you so much for watching, but please like, comment, and share. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, everybody. Thank you, Shanice.